Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk about the full moon that occurs December 26th at 10 degrees of Gemini. And yes, I am doing the sidereal Vedic positions, not the tropical Western. But these are the true placements in the zodiac. That's why I choose to talk about the sidereal positions. And let me say this, that this full moon in Gemini can bring a ray of hope, because Gemini is all about learning and communications, getting together and talking things out, trying to understand and learn things. But I will say this, with the moon being in the nakshatra called Ardra, Ardra symbol is a teardrop. And this does definitely represent the sadness that has been prevailing throughout October, November, and finally December. It's still going on. Now we are going to get some relief in January. I want to keep reminding everyone of this, but we're still in the midst of some serious positions during this full moon. Particularly Mars will be at 29 degrees of Scorpio. The tail of the scorpion. Gandanta. This is said to be the worst Gandanta portion of the zodiac. Why? Because it's in the stinger of the scorpion. It represents poisoning. There can be some poisoning in water, air, maybe some kind of war that deals with poisons. This could be an issue and a problem. And we have got some seriously enraged and angry people in the world that will strike back with anything that causes destruction, pain, and suffering. What a sad predicament this world is in, that people want to hurt and kill each other. This is as bad as it gets, really. And this Mars placement in Jesta, the nakshatra, all of this deals with retribution and revenge. And that's what's going to be happening for the most part of this month, with all the planets being in Scorpio. Now, what's very interesting is we do have a Mercury retrograde. And that Mercury retrograde will happen December 13th. It will be retrograde all the way till January 1st of 2024. Now, what's interesting about that Mercury retrograde is in the process of its traveling backwards. It's in Sagittarius, but it's going to cross over Mars. As Mars switches from the last degree of Scorpio and Mercury crosses over to the last degree of Scorpio, this will be around December 26th and 27th. So what you're going to see is a lot of rage, a lot of anger, hostility, people saying things they never thought they'd say before, and doing things they never thought they'd do before. The world is going to be out of control. What is a full moon but when it brings to light what has been hidden? And this moon being in Sagittarius, in Gemini, but the sun in Sagittarius. Remember, a full moon is when the sun and the moon are exactly in opposition. But the sun will be in Sagittarius. And Sagittarius is all about righteousness and justice. And let me tell you, so many people think they're right and think they're so just, but they're really controlled by anger. And some of the anger has been ongoing for so long that really it's time for a healing. Finally, a healing will evolve out of this, but it had to come to a head. It had to spew. It had to wake up. But now we know. And now we can move on. We have to. To stay stuck in the past, stuck in anger and never letting go, never forgiving, never moving on, that's what destroys people, communities, countries, and the world. And the world has to wake up and move on. As I said many times before, Saturn is in a position for healing. It's in the nakshatra called Shatabhishak, which is the 100 healers. And it's also the sky watcher. So as Saturn moves through this incredibly interesting nakshatra that deals with space, the heavens, the sky, what's out there, and healing, we will go through a healing. Now, it won't happen in a day. But through all of this, we're starting to realize that we're a humanity and we have to move on. And those that don't want to move on and stay stuck in their anger and hatred, they'll kill themselves eventually. Because what is anger? It's been said many times before by many people. I don't even know where the original saying came from, but I know Nelson Mandela said at one time that anger is like drinking a poison and expecting it to kill your enemy. We've got to change, and this is what the Scorpio energy is about. Scorpio is about transformation. Yes, it can deal with all the ugly aspects in the world, but it's about transformation. And now that we've moved the sun into Sagittarius and the moon into Gemini, Gemini deals with understanding and learning, education, talking about it, whereas Sagittarius is about justice and truth. And that is exactly what this full moon will bring to the table. We've got to see it as the truth, as ugly as it is, but we've got to learn from it and move forward. It's going to take some time, but this is the beginning. This is the beginning. This is where this full moon sheds light on the ugliness and the darkness that has been eating and festering for so long in the world. Now it's time for an awakening. And between now and the big awakening that I predict will happen in April, the world will be very, very different. And it is actually, in reality, a wonderful time to be on planet Earth, because not only is this awakening relevant for the outer world and humanity, but most of all, it's relevant for you. What can you learn from? Remember, as above, so below. What's within is without. What can we learn from this? The only way to heal past angers, suffering, victimization, is by letting go, healing, forgiving, and moving forward. Don't look back. That's the way for progress, growth, to rebuild our world and to rebuild our individual lives and consciousness. So with that, I think you know what to do. Let go, forgive, move forward in every aspect of your life, because what's happening on an exterior level is always happening in an inner level in some way. Help change the world by changing yourself. And this will make a difference in humanity. So with that, I think I'll close. If you want more information about me, if you would like a reading, if you would like to join my Patreon, if you would like to study with me, go to my website, galacticcenter.org, and don't forget to sign up for my free newsletter. You'll enjoy it. Thank you.